Okay, now we're on the other side of this system. So we've covered DAP, D-A-P, dominance, aggression, and pain. Now we're on CAP, C-A-P, connection, authenticity, and presence. This is the video for connection. Connection is all about just liking each other. Now, I don't know what kind of man you are and what kind of sex life you have because there's such a broad range of interests of men. Some guys just want to fuck as many girls as possible. Some guys just want to have like the one loyal girlfriend that they've got. Some guys are somewhere in the middle. Do you know what I mean? There's such a big variety. But what is absolutely certain for any man who has experienced fucking like random girls. So you know my story. I fucked a lot of like random girls. I fucked a lot of girls that I didn't have a connection with, that I didn't even like. When you fuck those girls, bro, it doesn't really feel as good. Now you can have a hookup which feels amazing. You can have a one night stand with a girl which feels amazing. But that's because there was a level of connection involved. Connection is not based so much on history, although history and long term liking each other and spending time together can help. Connection is just how much you like each other. So for example, a married couple, married for 40 years, you'd think their connection is amazing, right? But over the 40 years, perhaps they've grown to resent each other. Now they don't really have much of a connection. You know, they love each other because they kind of have to and they've got children and stuff, but they don't have much of a connection. They don't really like each other. So if you imagine this like 40-year-old couple having sex, you know, it's the first time they're having sex in over a month. The guy's kind of happy because he gets a bust, but it's like they don't really like each other. They don't even find each other attractive. Their sex life isn't good. Connection is all about just really, really liking this person. And it is an undoubtable fact that sleeping with someone that you have a connection with, that you like, is so much better, infinitely better than sleeping with someone that you don't have a connection with. What you're watching right now is a video from a guy who has a fairly large body count of girls who I didn't have a connection with, who I didn't even like, who I just, you know, like the goal was to just sleep with a girl, not a particular girl. So I've told you my sex life story in this course, and you've probably seen it on YouTube where, you know, like I was kind of like a virgin till late. I was like 19 years old. Then I started going out to parties and clubs, and my full attention was just on sleeping with as many girls as possible. I didn't care about who the girl was, just if she was attractive enough and she wanted to have sex with me, then that was awesome. That's the wrong way to go. So connection is something that's so entirely just more pleasurable. Because think about it, you're watching this course because you're an ambitious man, because you want something better with your life, and so it's the next goal above like a blanket level of like, yeah, I'll sleep with as many girls as possible, to search for the girl that you actually have some kind of connection with. And again, it might be a girl that you meet literally within minutes and there's a connection and you'd have an amazing sexual experience with her. It's not based on how long you've known each other. It's based more so on like how much of your personality and your energy complements each other. You want to know my real experience with this? I numbed myself a lot in university when I was sleeping with these girls. I was really drunk, and the extra sort of validation I was getting from my male friends when I was slept with a girl was like awesome, right? So that was more of my focus on the sort of morning after sleeping with a girl. But now, since I'm a lot more sober, I don't really drink, I don't really smoke. Maybe I drink alcohol like 5 times a year, something like that, right? And so I'm a lot more like sober and actually present and conscious for these experiences. I'm gonna tell you something which is really fucking sad. Sleeping with someone that you have no connection with is one of the most soul-crushing experience that I've ever had before. I can't think of something that like hurts you spiritually more than sort of bonding and attaching yourself to someone who you don't even like. You have to numb yourself for that. You have to either numb yourself with stimulants and depressants like alcohol and your drugs, or you numb yourself with like overthinking when you're with someone who you don't even really want to be with, but you're just having sex for the act of having sex, not so much having sex with this person because you want to have sex with her. And this was last apparent for me with the first girl that I slept with in Thailand. So I went to Thailand in May of this year, 2022, and I had just left a girl who I quite liked, who I was in love with here in the UK. So, you know, I was dating this girl, I was sleeping with her in the UK, having like a really good time, but it was kind of apparent that I was about to go on this like very long trip, and, you know, we wouldn't do like long distance or anything because we were just dating each other for a couple of weeks, so I was going to leave her. Then I left, and within like 1 week or 2 weeks of being in Thailand, me and my friend Sam, we went on a night out, and I remember the attention I got on this night, like my first night out in Thailand, was fucking incredible. I was lean, I had jawline, I was wearing like a buttoned shirt with none of the buttons done up, so I had like abs showing out and everything. I got groped honestly 5-6 times in this night, and I didn't even drink in this night, but this girl came up to me, this little Thai girl with her friends, and one of her friends said like, oh, my friend's in love with you, and, you know, her friend's like being proper cute and everything, and I see her and she's a pretty cute girl, and I kind of, you know, like kiss her or whatever, and like I'm still dancing around, I'm still getting more validation. It was literally just a purely like just degen night of me just wanting to get as much validation as possible, because I was kind of like missing that girl back home and I wasn't speaking to her. But then I'm like, you know, kissing more girls, dancing around with my friend, approaching girls and everything, and near the end of the night I see that same girl who said that she was in love with me, and I start spitting game on her and literally just grab her by the hand and say, come on, we're gonna go back to my place. Put her on the bike, take it back home. We already know what's gonna happen, so straight away bring her up to mine. We go into the shower. The thing is, it was a good sexual experience. Like, we're in the shower and she's like complimenting my dick size and everything. As I'm like, we're both cleaning up, so I'm put like soap, you know, over my body and stuff. She puts some soap on her hands and starts like stroking my dick with the soap on it, which felt fucking nice. And she's like, oh wow, you know, it's like so fucking big or some shit. Goes down on her knees, starts sucking me off in the shower, take her into the bedroom and start fucking there. The actual sex with her was pleasurable. It was good, but it was literally the moment that I finished and we kind of like leaned up. Bro, I finished with a massive fucking load. I was on NoFap and this was like 2 weeks after I had sex, so literally 2 weeks of saving up. She like noticed that as well, and she was like complimenting it. Bro, it's like a fucking bucket load of cum that I sprayed all over her. You know, we clean up and we lie down, and the moment I turned the light off, something interesting happened which fucking hurt, man. I turned the light off, and within like a second, we both just rolled to opposite sides of the bed. She falls asleep within minutes, and I literally was awake for pretty much the entire night. I felt so disgusted by having this girl next to me. No offense to her, bro. I promise, bro. She was pretty and she was sexy. She took dick well as well. It was like, it was a physical experience that was nice. But it was that small key moment of we were just fucking, we just shared this intimate moment. And as soon as the light was off, both of us just kind of went to opposite sides of the bed. And I compared that to the girl that I was just dating who was in the UK, who I'd left behind. And I thought of like the memories of having sex with her, but having sex with her, but it wasn't really sex or fucking. It was more like making love, you know, with this girl that I was just with. And after we would have sex, me and this girl from the UK, we couldn't get like as close to each other as possible. Do you know what I mean? We couldn't get more closer. And the same with like the girl I'm dating right now. When you have a connection with a girl, like sex is like the most bonding, magical moment that you can have. And straight afterwards, you'll notice when you have a connection with a girl, you're literally holding them like as tight as fucking possible. And it's such like, that's so fucking nice, man. That's so nice. And to then not have that because this random girl that I've slept with is just kind of like, yeah, we both know we don't have a connection with each other. We're just kind of here for the night. And I'm gonna say goodbye to you tomorrow. We might fuck again or something. Bro, it fucking broke my heart, honestly. It really fucking broke. This was only a few months ago, but I was really upset by this. It was 2 a.m, 3 a.m. I can't even sleep. I missed the girl back home and everything. This girl's in my bed just sleeping. And I knew at the time, I knew that it wasn't her fault or anything. I wasn't placing any blame on her, but I literally just, bro, dead ass. I got out of bed, went onto the balcony and just journaled in the dark. From her perspective, the girl's perspective, if she woke up, she didn't wake up, but if she did, that must have been like the most worst thing ever. Like you just sleep with a guy and then he just like wakes up in the middle of the night and goes to journal in the dark. But yeah, man, she was a really nice girl. I remember, I think it was the same day. She woke up early. No, it was a different girl. Actually, the Thai girls are really nice, man. I slept with a few Thai girls in Thailand, and they're very like feminine and very caring. Pretty much every time I had a Thai girl around, they would sleep over because you'd let them stay over, and they'd literally wake up earlier than you and clean your apartment before leaving. It was nice, man. Yeah, no, there was nothing wrong with this girl at all. She was a pretty girl and everything. She was polite, really polite. Even like text me afterwards to say like, it was really good and everything. And I was just so fucking like just disgusted by the situation of just sleeping with a girl that I didn't have a connection with. That's the last experience I've had with like sleeping with a girl where I've kind of not liked her that much. Like we vibed in the club and everything, but I kind of knew, yeah, like I don't really like sort of like this girl. It's just, yeah, I'd sleep with her. There's a difference. So that was my experience of having sex without connection. And you can see it's quite a negative one. And then when you think about it, having sex with connection, it's night and day. Like the difference is so much better. So this isn't to say like, okay, don't have sex, outside of a relationship or outside of marriage, because you know what kind of man I am. I've never said like, oh yeah, you should just wait till marriage or some shit. But what I am saying to you is that for this part of this course, the CAP part, to maximize your enjoyment in having sex, connection will do incredible things. So just look out for the kind of woman, or the woman that your personality like combines with. So what exactly is connection? Like how do you actually know if you have connection with someone? Because you might be thinking, wait, Hamza, like that girl from Thailand who I slept with, who I say that I didn't have a connection with, how did I not have a connection with her? Because it was okay with her, we were like laughing and dancing in the club. Connection is when your personality and greater parts of your values and your beliefs line up. Connection is when you have an awesome conversation and you're both like bouncing off each other really well. It's when you understand each other. You don't even need to speak the same language, but it's almost like your sexual energy connects to each other. You have awesome eye contact. I'd say the single easiest way to find out if you have a connection with someone is to just ask yourself, does this feel right? It's as simple as that, because a lot of the sexual experiences I've had, if I ask myself that question, I'd be like, no, like actually it doesn't. I don't really like this girl. I feel like somewhat anxious, overthinking around her. I feel either I don't want to be next to her or I don't want to be seen next to her. It's as simple as that. Just ask yourself, does this feel right? Because when you connect with a woman, it won't feel like an uphill battle. It will feel like you plus her. It won't feel like like you versus her. Does that make sense? When you connect with a woman, it will feel like you're both on the same team, and that makes sex so much more enjoyable. And so how do you form a connection with a girl? You need to bring your own personality and your own good mental health, because if your mental health is fucked, you're not going to be able to connect as well. So connection actually comes from the other two parts of this section of the course. So we're covering CAP right now: connection, authenticity, and presence. And connection comes when you have authenticity and presence. And of course, it's not just up to you. Connection will come when she brings her own good mental health, when she brings her authentic side, when she brings her presence. So let's cover those two parts right now.